Yes, please.
Sir, in this 13th shloka, the first line itself, no, the why worry about wife, wealth, etc. Oh, crazy one. Is there not for you the one who ordains? I mean, I didn't understand this part of the sentence itself, sir.
So, at the end of the day, the karma is the one which is yielding the fruit. So, by creating the nature of the world, or by creating the rhythm of the world as an outcome of the karma and the dharma that one follows, it's already, in a way, the path is given. So, it is not you who individually who makes anything happen. So things are happening right now. For example, all of us are sitting here enjoying this wonderful satsang, and for that to happen, so many things have happened. All of us have the luxury of sitting in a place, this laptop, this internet connection, electricity, the necessary health. So if you just look at the current moment itself, there is no way that all these elements, everything is happening in its wonderful way. For us to sit here, even the earth is rotating and the sun is shining, the wind is blowing. Only when all of these are in harmony, this moment can come about. So this very moment, I and you couldn't have made it. So how it is all coming? In the Bhakti Marga, we have this higher power, and then we say it's the Paramatma who ordains, who runs this entire show. So in that sense, how this is coming about? Why is that, I and you are so focused on me and mine? Is the question that Shankaracharya ji is raising here. Does that bring clarity?
Yes, sir. I understood it now. But isn't it very contradictory to how we talk in Tattva Bodha and generally in Vedanta that you are the creator of your own world?
So we need to understand that in the right context. So as a individual who is associated with mind and body, that individual is not the doer. And that individual takes the credit. So in that sense, when that individual is evolving, that individual can evolve either by having the faith in a higher power, which is the Bhakti Marga. There the individual looks up to an higher power. And the focus of that sadhana is, you are everything and I am nothing. Thereby reducing the effect or the shackles of the egocentric thinking. The other one is Shuddha Jnana. In the Shuddha Jnana, I am not the doer. First of all, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. I am that pure awareness. And how is this entire thing happening? It is happening by Prakritehe Kriyamanani, Gunaihi Karmani Sarvashaha. It is happening by the mixture of the three modes of the nature. So this is the pure Jnana way of looking at it. So it is not a contradiction. It is, at the end of the day, between bhakti, kriya, karma, jnana, there is no separation. It is a path depending upon the nature of the individual's mind that suits that particular mind. For a jnana-oriented mind, the bhakti way of looking at it may look not necessarily the most right way. However, for the bhakti mind, the higher power is the way to evolve. Even in jnana, when you examine the jnana from the Sadguru is given the importance. So which means that there is a faith in something higher. So in that sense, the something higher always helps to make this me and mine lower. Is it agreeable, Padmaji?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I ask Padmaji to explain the understanding? Because I was trying to put in my own words. So
Yeah, so what I understood from this is that there are two ways to uh, attain what we are seeking. One is the Bhakti Marga and other is the Jnana Marga. So in the Bhakti Marga, there are always, like, at least you assume that there are two. One is at a higher level of higher or supreme. Someone is supreme, and you have a bhava of surrender and faith towards that. It can be anything, a guru or a it could also be an idol worship, but it is someone higher than who you are, and there is a bhava of surrender and faith and bhakti there. So you don't dispute with whatever is coming from that higher power to you. That is one way. And the other way, jnana, is again also, I think it also coincides the way sir explained, because again here also, if I take example of Guruji and myself, then obviously, Guruji is higher than me in all aspects of jnana. So there is a bhava of surrender and bhakti there also, that the teaching that he is giving, I am never going to be questioning, like, is he right or wrong? It is just that I need to apply his learn it and adapt it into my life. That is the only thing there. So I think in a larger context, if you see, I think there is not much major difference in both the ways, both the paths, is what I understood. So
And particularly, what is your clarity for this phrase? Is there not for you the one who ordains?
So, sir, here, like you had explained, it is about the whatever is happening around us. Uh, Actually, sir, when I asked that question, it came from a place that I always had an understanding because of whatever I went through in my personal life. I always thought that I have to go to someone, something like an Arjuna situation. What will give me the knowledge to get through this? So I always have that at that moment, when I was searching, it was Bhagavad Gita, and because you were teaching, you also became that for me. So the higher someone who can give me that knowledge to understand, or to even like you said, to make all the other things less compared to something which is higher. That was what started my journey itself. So like that, in this sentence, what like, if I connect to what you explained, there are some things that is happening in the existence. It is just there. So you cannot it is a collective thing. It is not something that one individual is creating or anything like that. So in that collective thing, you have a role to play. You are just there as a role. So there is nothing to be uh, there is no need to have attachment to what is there with us, like, what we own, the material things, or the people that we are associated with even. So you are just there. So when the role is getting over, just like you will be removed, the others also will be removed.
Excellent.
Is it correct, sir? Or
Yeah. Very well said. Saravanan, would you also like to share your
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. So, yeah, the way I saw it is like the word worry.
Sorry, Saravanan.
Yeah.
Sir, is my was my understanding about the jnana and the bhakti marga overlapping to a large extent also correct, or is it not?
Correct. Because at the end of the day, whether it is in bhakti or in jnana, in one sense of looking at it, ultimately it is you who has to realize that. And what is that you are realizing about your true nature? And who is telling you makes a whole lot of difference. The typical example that Prabhuji always gives is, I have a street and there is a sweeper who comes and I go and yell at him, hey, you're not cleaning correctly. He may or may not listen to me. But if, let's say, the mayor of the town comes and says, this has to be cleaned, lo and behold, it will be cleaned. So there's a sense of power vested in the mayor that the sweeper is somehow respecting. So therefore, he is doing what he is going to be doing. In that sense, from where that particular jnana comes. But what is the jnana actually telling? What is that Sadguru is telling? Sadguru is not saying, I am great, you are less. Sadguru is not saying that. What is Sadguru saying? Sadguru is saying, you are not what you think you are that only. So in a way, it helps me to go back to the source and be established in the source. In that, there are no two. So whether it is bhakti or jnana, both take you there only.
You can say that like if a student in the class tells you that you have the best knowledge in a question, but if the teacher says you have the best knowledge, then like we don't question the teacher, we don't suspect the teacher.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the level from which the guru is saying you are that only. Now will I question the guru? And what can be in the way is that ego that which is not surrendered, which can suspect.
Correct. So it's only the notion of who I am that is blocking me from seeing the truth. And that notion of I has to dissipate, has to go away. In the Bhakti Marga, it goes away by surrendering completely. It is your will, not my will. Whatever is happening in my life, I accept that as prasada. That is the very idea of offering prasada in the temple. After all is done, prasadam is offered. Prasadam is not only to eat. Prasadam means that now, whatever the Lord offers, you take it. You accept it 100%. And in that acceptance only is your liberation. In the Bhakti Marga. In the Jnana Marga, the same acceptance, by realizing it's a little more analytical. Whether you like or not, this current situation, there is no way you and I can change it right now. For example, the way your room is, the way your people around you are, the way the tree is, the bird is, at this very moment, there is no way it can be modified at this very moment. I can put an aim for saying, no, I will go and move this mobile from here to here. But that is the next moment. But this moment is exactly the way it is. So that realization, when you analytically look at it, correct. There is no way to, battle with this. Why am I simply battling with this current moment? I don't like the mobiles being here, then let me move it here. That's all. And if something cannot be moved, then let it be so. That's all I can do. So either in the bhakti or in this jnana, you simply surrender. In the jnana, you understand and surrender. In the bhakti, you offered. And in that offering, understanding arises. Even in the ultimate of bhakti, when one is looking at all is yours, nothing mine, and when that bhava is true and pure, then the same understanding arises. So it's like understanding, surrender, surrendering, and understanding. The kind of which precedes which, egg first or chicken first, kind of a question. Padmaji, is this in line with what you are thinking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, I think, sir, the surrender is once and for all is another thing that I have noticed and experienced. Like, yeah, I don't know if it is a very I mean, if the statement it can be applied to everyone, but I feel like because every now and then, like Saravananji said, the ego arises like that snake. But this one aspect, I feel that there is no change in that. Yeah, especially like when I think about Guruji itself, just the thought, I don't have to see his video or listen to the talks, but even if I think about him, like I feel very but it is not in it's not like that there is someone superior. Even you don't feel like that. It's like you feel very calm. It's like that other boat picture that you have shared. It's something like that. So yeah, so I was just looking at that picture and yeah, it kind of connected me. And I think a similar thing is what I read in the Satcharita also, where Baba, someone asks him like, how do I cross this path? And there they give a reference in the physical world itself, where somebody has to travel from one place to another going through a forest, and they ask a question like, can I walk through this? And he will say that if you just walk just like that, you will encounter a lot of things. You may not find the path, or you may get lost, or there might be wild animals that you don't know about. But if you have a guru or someone who has walked that path, he would have already laid it out to you beautifully, so you can avoid all those things like the wild animals and things, and you can reach that path easily. So yeah, it all connects. Yeah.
Very nice. So surrender is definitely, it is not like it's a practice. Because when the true surrendering happens, then clarity is simply there. However, based on the vritti of the mind appears. Then the jnana that comes due to the surrendering has to be applied. So therefore, realization of the truth is instantaneous. It is not the realization that the fire burns is instantaneous. The moment you touch, it burns. That's all. You've realized. There's nothing more. But then in different situations, how do you apply is where the sadhana is. And as you keep applying, the realization becomes very natural, sahaja. So then there is no more external and internal. There is no spiritual and material. The life itself then is that one sings one song. So aham brahmasmi to sarvam khalvidam brahma, that is the journey. So I am somebody. From there, the realization that I am nobody, that I am that Brahman, is instantaneous. It's a realization. This Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, the realization is instantaneous, but the application to live in life, to see that divine in the wife, in the child, in that abuse that I receive, in that appreciation that I receive, that is a constant application of the realization of the truth. And as one keeps applying, that clarity that, oh, this is all a leela. Anyone else likes to share your view on this 13? Or what you've heard so far?
Yeah, so Vijayji, what I was thinking is it's once we get these whatever I have got, I kind of over time I feel like I'm dependent, and these are the ones that are going to help take my life, like they help me cross the life, the family, the wealth. But then here he's saying like it's pointing to, it's not like and the reason is like the feeling that I got it, okay, and it's pointing to, it's not your effort that as a ego that finally landed you where you are, right? It's the one who has set up the whole thing, right? This system that basically results in like what each one gets based on the karma, right? So don't go with those dependence or attachments that are physically like visible, right? But then the question is like I thought these are the people who are, these are the either the people or the wealth. I thought that's what is going to help me cross this samsara. If not for these, then who's that? Who's going to help me cross this samsara, or like through this life of growing and then aging and then like reaching the end? Who's going to be with me, or like who's going to take me? And the answer comes as like, it's the satsang, it's the people with the knowledge. They are going to act as the boat to give you. They are not going to give the physical boat, rather knowledge as the boat that is going to not just cross the physical, the life, rather like the multiple cycles of birth and death.
Excellent.
So that's how I was saying.
Wonderful, Sarunji. Anyone else likes to share? Deepaji, Shilpaji, yeah, Deepaji.
We are very much connected, attached to few people in our lives, and we'll be keeping on worrying about them. Then when it comes to wealth, we'll be greedy. We are not satisfied with what we have. So here in this is asking, is there not someone who can guide you? And it's only when we associate ourselves with such people, we can cross the ocean of this, the sea of the birth. And it is only the Guru who will help us to cross the sea of birth. And Guru is the boat who will carry us across the sea of birth. That's it.
Excellent. And what is the fundamental teaching of the Guru?
I'm that Brahman.
That Gurutva is within you.
Okay. How, sir?
So, who realized that the fire burns?
I realize.
You realized. Fire happens to be there, but you realized it.
Yeah.
If you are completely drunk in alcohol, even if the fire is there, even if the fire is burning everything around you, you may not realize.
Yeah.
So it is you who woke up and you realize that the fire burns. So where is the Guru?
It's in me.
It is in you as your inner divine awareness. See, that is why Atma Vishwas, Atma Nirbharata, self-confidence. But usually that is seen in the life as a egocentric self-confidence. Self-confidence means that the divine is, and it's a play of the divine. And the divine is the one which is illuminating a small role called an ego, and the ego is playing a role. But fundamentally, where is the Guru?
Within ourselves.
Within you. So recognize that divine within you, bring it out.
Yes, sir.
Shilpaji, would you like to share your views?
Oh, yes, sir. So this the references to not be attached to things which are impermanent. So that is try and shift your attention from the samsara, things that will give you temporary joy, and be in the company of good people with satsanga, where where you will be taught to cross the sea of change that refers to birth and death. So that's it.
Very nice. So what is this birth and death that is being referred here?
So birth of I believe it refers to our ego. Because to be liberated is to be egoless, like dissolve your ego completely. So as you if you are in satsanga and you surrender to your guru, this is what it will ultimately lead to. That is what I feel, sir, is the reference.
So when you say dissolve the ego, is it ever possible to dissolve the ego? So right now, for example, is it possible when you are interacting with your husband to dissolve the wife status, or with your child, the mother status, or with your mother, you being the child status? What does dissolution really mean?
So it is while being in samsara, it is, so the roles have to be played, but with the understanding of, in situations where there would be conflict, I need to understand that I need to not boost my ego or do something that will lead to a conflict, but rather be a witness, try to be a witness.
Very nice.
So by being the witness, yeah, I can dissolve the ego. That's what I feel. I mean, to a certain it's of course a journey. Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So let's hear, what others have to share on what is this dissolution of the ego? What does it mean? Because, we have seen dissolution. We take some, say, salt and we put it in water and we start stirring. It dissolves. It disappears. Because that is the idea that we have about the word dissolution. So in that sense, what does dissolution of the ego bring to you? How do you relate to that? Shubhaji, what would you say?
Sir, it's more to do with you use the ego for the things that you want to do, but not get used by the ego. That's what I understand.
So which means that, can you put it in any other way?
See, for in a situation, where we go through every day, there are things that may hurt us. Instead of, my ego will say, how can that person talk to me like that? But when I know, when my ignorance is gone, I know that he is targeting my body, not my self inside me. So the ego doesn't come in the picture when there is knowledge of the self, or when the ignorance is gone. So that's how I see. Probably that way we can say there is dissolution of ego there. When I don't react, or react to the situation when somebody insults me, or says something against me.
Excellent. Very nice. Shubha, Padmaji, would you like to share your view? You're not
think,
audible, Padmaji.
Sir, am I audible now?
Ah, yes, you are audible now. Yeah.
Yeah, so nothing much to add, sir. Actually, I agree with what Shubha just shared. Yeah, nothing much, sir. Actually.
Okay. Sarananji, you have something?
Yeah. So the way I see it is, as you asked, can I not be the dad in front of child, or husband in front of wife, or or manager in front of employee? It's basically, to me, it is understanding that I am playing a role, but I am not that. Right? So just play the role in the and give justice to the role I'm playing. It is, the problem comes when I forget that, right? And that forgetting is what makes me think that I am the powerful one, or like I am the miserable one. When I forget that I'm playing the role, rather becoming that, right? So that's what needs to be dissolved. That you are not that. I am not that. Even the other side is also not that. It is both sides. Right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Does Arjunji have anything to share on that particular question? What does dissolution of ego mean? Arjunji is traveling, so maybe he is not in a position to answer. Yeah, so when we think of dissolution of ego, the typical idea that we get is like it has to go away, and the idea is also that it goes away completely. Yes, in a sense.
Sir,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt, sir. Is it
Yeah.
like the salt which doesn't dissolve immediately? Ego also doesn't dissolve immediately. Little by little, it does dissolve and goes away later with the knowledge.
Correct. So therefore, we can see the stages. So as a sadhaka to have till one gets the clarity, right? So as a sadhaka, the ego is like that crystal salt, very solid. I am there and I am interacting with the world. I am that idea of body and mind. So that crystallized entity is dealing with everything. And who am I? I am that boss, husband, and one of them predominates in any situation. But I am one of them, or am I some of them, is how the thought process is very deeply established. And through the jnana, through various kinds of experiences in the satsanga, in the sangatya of the Sadguru, like how Shubhaji said, the question begins, is this true? Am I the husband, or am I the son, or am I the boss, or who am I? As that who am I question deepens, then a sense of detachment between that crystallized doll and something else starts, there's a gap that starts appearing. And when the gap is clearly there, which is what Shilpaji called as the Sakshi Bhava. What is Sakshi Bhava? It is witnessing. What are you witnessing? You're simply witnessing the play happening in your mind. Because ultimately, please see, whatever you have been witnessing has always been happening in the screen called your mind. So you have only been witnessing the drama that is happening in the mind. So what does witnessing mean? Witnessing simply means on the screen, various things come. What is one of the things that comes? Who I think I am also is a projection on that screen. The husband character appears on the screen. The wife character appears on the screen. And there is another character that appears on the screen. And a relationship as a thought also appears on the screen. All of this appears on the screen and an interaction happens between them. Who's witnessing all that interaction also? So as that witnessing becomes well-established practice, the drama continues to happen. And the clarity that I am the light that is witnessing becomes established. In that, then ego is nothing more to fear about. Ego is, what is the word ego in Sanskrita? Aham akara. Ahankara.
Ahankara.
Aham akara. My shape. What is my shape? I'm shapeless. What is my size? I'm sizeless. However, like the water fills the container, I can take any shape, any form. I can play husband, I can play wife, I can play mother, I can play father. Which role? Doesn't matter. In that given situation, in that given role, I can do the best. So that essentially you are free from the idea that I am only that or this. When there is no more, I am only that or this, then there is total freedom. See, to play a role in a movie, whoever the actor or the actress should not have a very deep association with one particular character. If you notice, that's what happens to some people, no? They always are seen in that role only. A chocolate hero, or a macho man, or a nautanki girl. Like that, they're always shown in that way only. Or, when we think of usually in our Hindi movies, who is the villain? Amrish Puri comes to mind.
Mother character, sister
Right?
character.
They get typecast. So getting typecast is the fundamental problem. When you're not typecast, when you're not saying that I'm only this, then you can be everything. Only when you're nobody can you be everybody. When you're somebody, then you have a problem with some other body. So therefore, fundamentally, like how Saranji said, I am nobody, or I am this awareness which is illuminating this show. In the show, then it is like in the dream, it's I only who is all the characters. So there then, as a character arises, as long as it is there, then it goes away. When it is not on the screen, no more, it bothers. Many times we talk, no, oh, my childhood was nicest. I wish those days come back. I wish that idli that I ate that day, I wish to eat it again. So what are you wishing for? There is a deep association to memory. And the current moment you are comparing with that memory. I wish the same happens. I wish the same happens. Is that even the nature of life? The same never happens. So that's the nature of life. But the memory and the idea of who I am makes one feel that the same should happen. That fundamental thinking pattern, when it vanishes, how does it vanish? It vanishes because of the right jnana, because of the Shuddha jnana. So when that vanishes, then the characters appear and they go to the behind the scene. So they take birth and they kind of dissolve. Is it that they've gone away? The character has gone away. But the one in whose life the drama is happening, you are eternally there. So it is called as Krishna Leela. So therefore, for Krishna, the role has no problem at all. You call him a friend, you call him a brother, you call him a lover, you call him a Sarathi, you call him a king, you call him a Rayabhari. Doesn't matter what role you make him play. Because he's nobody. And you are that. You are nobody. As a nobody, you have total freedom in life.
All the relation comes with the association only, and it's only nobody can have multiple roles with multiple association.
Yeah. And nobody has no problem in life. You call me a fool, okay. You call me a intelligent person, okay. You call me good looking, okay.
That is again with respect to that other.
Yes.
Right.
Because there is, it's like, as a nobody, you can be okay with everybody. Space, like this space is okay with every shape that appears. Silence is perfectly okay with every sound that appears. That's why in the association of the Sadguru, you feel full, you feel complete. You can feel complete only when you have no battles, no axe to grind.
There is no one to downplay you or compete with you or judge you. There is only one uplifting. That's it. So obviously, that's how you'll feel in the physical presence.
Yeah. All right. So is there any other question or any other statement about this shloka?
No.
Yes, Padmaji.
No, I said no, sir.
Oh, you said no. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
Deepaji, please go ahead.
what are the three worlds, sir?
Sorry?
What are the three worlds?
Oh, the three worlds. See,
Yeah.
fundamentally, Deepaji,
Hmm.
my yesterday, like a memory, is one world.
Okay.
My
Past,
today,
future.
my today, like what is happening, is another world. My anticipation of tomorrow is another world.
Hmm.
Okay, this is the fundamental reality, right?
Yes.
Where is it? It is in the mind as memory.
Yeah.
But the other way of looking at it is there is Naraka, there is Bhumi, there is Swarga. Three worlds. What is Naraka?
Good verse.
Right? My Naraka is all the memories that come and haunt me. I wish
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Why did I do that? Why did they do this? It is Naraka.
Hmm.
It comes and makes me feel so worse. Is it not?
Yeah.
So my memory only. From where is it? Where is that Naraka coming from? My memory only. Of what? Of the past.
Yeah.
And what it does with the present? It spoils the present. Because now I'm
Hmm.
seeing from the lens of that past the present.
Hmm.
Does it allow me to go to the future effortlessly and smoothly? No. Because now into the past, I'm dragging this baggage. Sorry, into the future, I'm dragging this baggage. So much weight I have to carry to go to future. So that's why I cannot transit into future smoothly. Even when the next moment comes, I'm still with that memory only. You know that story, no? There were two monks crossing a river, and there was one lady also. She asked for help. One monk said, "Our guru has said, don't have anything to do with women." So he just simply closed his eyes and continued to walk. The other fellow went to her. He put her on his shoulder. He crossed. He dropped, and they continued to walk. The other monk was continuously thinking, "My God, he has stepped away from the words of my guru." And he could not contain, and he asked, "Oh, brother, did you forget what our guru taught us?" He asked, "What?" You not only looked at the lady, you touched her, you put her on your shoulder, you carried her. You've now done a great sin. And this brother asked, "Oh, I put her down back there, but looks like you're still carrying her." So you see, so we the three worlds are because the tendency of the mind to keep carrying. Does that bring clarity, Deepaji?
Yes, sir.
So there is actually no three world. The other way Vedanta gives us the three world analogy is there is sleeping, there is dreaming, there is waking.
Yes, sir.
Is it really like, that's also like three worlds? Is it really three? Is it really there, these three?
No, sir. Mithya,
It's-
they are Mithya.
It seems to be there.
Yes, sir.
That's why there are three gunas also. There is tamo, rajo, sattva.
Yeah.
So you see this magic of three.
Yes, sir.
That's why Shiva carries three shula, because it is this association with these three that causes us all the pain in the world. And Shiva uses the three shula to destroy the idea that there is a three. There is no three. The other three that bothers us the most is I, world, and the God.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else on this?
One like in general thought that is coming from this learning these days for me repeatedly is this whole world with all these characters is an appearance which is basically like, because I'm here, I meaning in this birth, okay, and when this uh, body mind leaves, it takes everything and goes. There is nothing left. Um, be it all the attachments in people form or the wealth form, there is nothing left. That's it. I don't know, maybe it's like I'm repeatedly getting this uh, the dream thing, that when I'm away, when I'm up from dream, whatever I had in the dream was all gone. The same way, as long as I'm here, everything is here, and when I'm not here, nothing is there. Which basically gives me some sort of like, it's a big freedom, right? It's not, I'm not leaving anything. I'm not leaving someone in good or someone in bad. There is no craving that, oh, what happened, what will happen. It's all the associations, everything came from me, and like this, it goes with me. That's it, done. I know, it just
Pralaya. That is the
it just
pralaya.
keeps coming up. I'm sorry?
So it is said no. Between the yugas, pralaya happens. Pralaya means what? Total dissolution. Your deep sleep is like the total dissolution.
Mm-hmm.
When the jnana is not there, because the ignorance continues, upon waking, the notion that the world is there continues. So upon jnana, the notion that the world and I and everything else is separate has disappeared. So the creation, the cycle of creation is recognized as an eternal cycle.
I don't know, my words are coming out with that effectiveness, but just keep flashing, and it says like there is nothing. It's okay then. Uh, there is nothing after me, and it's all with me right now, and just be clear with it and done.
But in that nothingness only, that's why, the beauty is in that nothingness only, when you put a aim and when you create something, it's simply like an artist. Why does an artist create anything? Why does a cuckoo bird sing? Why does a dancer dance?
Mm.
So it is simply the joy of
Yeah,
existence.
yeah. Yeah.
So you ask Prabhuji, so why do you do seva? Time pass. Not in a very loose sense.
Yeah, the moment you fix the objective and like define the effort, then it becomes all tension, like evaluating how far I am, where I am, and all these things. Just saying, just to draw. I keep seeing my wife and kids, they do it. They just do it like you are not in it. When you are doing it, that's it. They are not in it. But if I try to put the analytical mind, say like what is coming up and like is it looking good? No, just do it. Don't question. Don't think.
Yeah. So heart is the leader and brain is, like the one who can guide. So when the heart, that is feeling, is allowed, and using the so-called analytical to kind of shape. You do use the analytical, but to kind of shape what color, what makes sense, how do I mix it. So there's some sense of analytical, but the feeling is the primary thing.
Mm.
All right. So these days looks like every shloka has some connection to Aparoksha Anubhuti. Though we did not go into Aparoksha Anubhuti,
We are getting the direct experience here.
and all thanks to Padmaji's question.
Padmaji is starting it.
Who ordains? So you see, like that, for destruction of anything, a question is important. Kate Kanta. So shall we end?
Yeah.
Hari Om.